the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast. Great to have you on board for this exclusive edition of the podcast. I know I'm a fan of the podcast.
Which podcast?
Our
You haven't
podcast.
said which podcast.
Fitzy and Whipper, Kate Ritchie podcast.
I think they're going to take off podcasts.
No.
I've got a feeling.
You said that about the internet too, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not convinced on that yet.
Okay.
What about Crocs?
Yep.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Okay.
Fidget spinners, I think, will take off at some stage.
Nah, they won't take off. No one will want to play with those. Fortnite for kids?
Yeah,
I don't think that'll work.
Oh, I thought you meant the song by Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, now that will take off.
Yeah, that might take off.
Yeah.
Don't repeat me.
No. Famous TV moments. That's what we're talking about. Moments that made you cry, that you got emotional about.
Oh, that left an imprint on your television soul.
20 to 1. I used to cry every time we filmed 20 to 1.
No, I cry every morning when the alarm goes.
Right. But, I mean, there were so many Sally Fletcher moments.
Who's Sally?
Sorry, that was the character you played on Home.
Sally.
Sally Fletcher.
Sally.
Sally's No More Gaps. And I would cry in happiness watching you on TV.
Would you?
Yeah.
I know you were a fan.
Huge fan. I'm proud of it. So maybe you will get a mention in our favourite TV moments of all time.
Fingers crossed.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about this one. This woman's gone online to say, I'm pretty upset, guys, because my boyfriend has given my legs a nickname. Now, you should nor judge someone's body part. Ever and
Legs
forever.
11?
No.
Steggles.
No.
Do you know who had the name Steggles on Home and Away?
Who? Ada Nicodemo.
No.
Who had
The next one.
Chicken legs?
Yeah.
Irene?
Yep.
Lynn!
Steggles.
I've got...
Steggles McGranger.
I was known as Steggles for a while.
Were you?
Massive chicken legs, so skinny. A lot of women look at my legs and go, oh my gosh, I'd die for your legs.
Really?
Oh, why?
How often did you get that?
You're too old for a mini
Oh,
skirt.
okay, all right,
these
let's
days.
test that theory out.
Okay.
There's a cliff over there.
I'll give them to you if you jump. Hey, this is not fair, because obviously she's self-conscious about her weight, as you know, can happen in life, and her nickname that the boyfriend's given her legs is Thunder Thighs.
That's not even
No.
But see, thunder's not even a physical thing. It's...
Yeah, but
should have
thunder
rehearsed that.
means heavy, doesn't it?
It doesn't. It's not even a nickname. It's just
No.
being really nasty.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I had a mate, Tree Trunks, a guy by the name of Keith. His legs were so thick.
Yeah.
They were so big and thick, and the thickness started at the top and went all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, like and they had cankles.
Yeah, and then there was just like a foot placed on the end of it, almost like it was glued on the bottom of it.
What's the song, Kate, that you sing quite a bit about junk and the because the gluteus maximus that you always talk about?
Junk.
And you do what's the rap song?
Yeah, you do that rap.
Big Mac truck right in this little garage.
Wow.
Oh, I love that song.
Do you know what?
Oh, you should see me in the car singing. I don't never know how to say it. The WAP.
Oh, okay.
I get nervous.
Yeah, of course. My dad would always refer to my mum's legs as a plucked chicken. She had that kind of look going on, with sort of white skin, but the hair had been ripped out and it looked like...
It had open pores.
Yeah, that kind of look.
Oh, how unfortunate.
No, she was fine with it because we don't judge.
13 24 10, if there is a body part, and it doesn't have to be derogatory or anything like that, but if it's a cute little name that you have for your partner's body parts.
Katy Perry once came out and said, what did she call her breasts? When she was at school, they were like over-the-shoulder boulder holders. Is that a name?
That's a bra.
That's a bra, is it? Right.
Yeah, over the shoulder boulder holder.
Yeah. Do you know, when I was at school, I got quite emotional, but I went out with a girl, Sally, and she had quite big breasts.
Oh, how
And,
surprising.
And on the front of my... And I was a bit
Doesn't
podgy.
sound like you.
I was a bit podgy.
And you felt jealous that she was jealous that yours were bigger than
Did you have your over-the-shoulder boulder holders on at the
You
top?
said, I can just stay at home and play with these.
Someone wrote Hooters for handles on the front of my diary. And I was like, oh, you do not call me handles. You do no call me handles.
I think it's cute when you've got a little name like that, especially, I mean,
Here we
let's
go.
be honest, when you've got a little nickname for,
Yep.
you tend to do it for
Well,
people's
Adam-
private parts.
Well, Adam's
don't
given
you?
us a call from Avalon, Kate. Adam, tell us about your wife and what body part is it?
It's her toes. I reckon she's got really long toes. My toes are all sort of fairly even, but her big toe is very long and sort of starts
So what do you call
further
it?
out. And I call it the talent because she's got long toenails sort of thing, but they're like an eagle's talent.
Yeah,
you know,
like
you
a
can almost
vulture.
Ah,
Yes.
gotcha. The talent, yes.
So
She
you
could
can
fly
have-
down and pick up a baby lamb, could she, Adam?
Yeah, easily a possum.
Oh, my
How
gosh.
gross are feet?
Hang on,
look
hang
out.
on,
We've got to
hang
go
on.
to Terrigal. When you talk about naming body parts,
Oh, yeah.
Michelle the Minx has given us a call. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Good morning. Is this your husband or is this your lover?
Yes, no, husband.
Okay, husband.
I call him Horsehead.
Why horse?
As a whole, you call it all of him.
No, just his head, because his ears and his nose and everything reminds me of a horse.
And Michelle, I hate to ask the question, but I can only assume he's
No.
Not well endowed.
hung like.
Michelle.
Can only assume he's hung like.
Michelle, does he like that? You know, why don't you call him a Maccabi Diva or a Winx or something like
More
that?
clever.
Yeah,
isn't it?
black caviar.
Because he doesn't turn me on that way.
Okay. Maybe you need to add a new one to the stable. Is that what I'm thinking here, Mixie? I mean,
Michelle, where does Michelle come
she's the
from?
best
Oh, she's
caller on the
amazing.
show. She's not afraid of a horse. I mean, Richard Wilkins was referred to as the donkey not long ago.
Why?
I don't know.
He even
Don't
said
know.
that on he says that on this show regularly.
Does he?
I'm Dickie the donkey.
Tommy, it's Dickie's 70th birthday today.
A very happy birthday to Richard Wilkins.
Oh, big birthday. What a big birthday.
Should we give him a call?
Part of the family.
Will we give him a call?
No, he's flying.
busy.
Yeah, he's jumping on a plane for a couple of weeks to Los Angeles.
Is he to celebrate?
I think pilot season.
Oh my God! What are the paparazzi going to do? Because now he's just in his driveway carrying flowers and.
No, has he returned that basket
Yeah.
from Woolworths?
Yeah, we've got one more call. Do you want one more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Helen in Orange, you have a name for one of your husband's body parts?
Yes, my husband had a motorbike accident as a teenager, and he has an anorexic leg.
Oh, okay. He lost the muscle in his leg, did he?
He has lost the muscle in his leg, yes.
And what do
And
you
that-
call it?
Well, we call it, just call it the anorexic leg.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about this article that says Neighbours fans experience similar grief traits to ending a relationship after the finale of Neighbours, and that was back in 2022. If we all remember, we gathered round for the last episode. The nation was moved to see how it'd be wrapped up. Few of the family favourites dropped in, Kylie and Jason, Craig McLaughlin.
Do you know that the biggest thing that I took out of that is the amount of effort that Guy Pearce went to. Well,
did he do?
He went back onto the show.
He
remember?
did too. That's right.
And the others
Do you know-
really didn't give much,
Yeah,
did they?
I mean, Kylie waved from a patio. Like, come on, Kylie.
And
you
was
better...
she even there on the day?
Actually,
I don't
it's
think
not
she
that
was
funny.
there.
But she just waved in that she was. I think the camera was 2 kilometres away, and you just see Kylie. I didn't even know if it was Kylie. I think it was a stunt.
Yeah, I think
it was
she did it
stuntable.
with a green screen from London.
They said that losing a friend or partner after almost 40 years was a similar feeling to when Neighbours wrapped
Oh,
up
give me a break.
after 37. And it got me thinking about the amount of emotion that often, if you have a love for a TV show and you feel that you're almost intimately connected to a character in a show, I completely understand this.
All right, give us an example.
Okay, Blue Healers, Maggie died. Have you got that, Jess?
Can't do this, darling. Gotta get married, remember?
Stabbed. No, she was shot.
I'm available, they're friends. Dor, it's gonna be the best day. And you will look so beautiful.
He's holding her.
Listen, I love you. Mary. Oh, this is good.
Oh, gives me goosebumps. She
come
bled
on.
out in a warehouse, mate.
That's Lisa McCune.
Who
Yeah,
was the
she was extraordinary.
What was the country practice one who died out in the field? Molly. Yeah,
Molly
Molly
died
out
in the field. And
he went to see the kids or something, didn't he? Turn back and Molly wasn't moving.
And then the screen just went, as he ran towards her, the screen went black.
Yeah, you don't just say Molly wasn't moving.
She was gone.
You know, if we think
Or
about...
Meg, what about Meg?
Who was
and,
Meg?
Meg and Blake on Home and Away, and she had leukemia and she died as the sun rose over Summer Bay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Can I throw a couple of other bigger ones in there? John Dutton, Yellowstone, Series 4, Episode 1, waking up on the road, and then the rest of the family and the brothers and the daughter kick into gear and hunt down the perpetrators that shot him.
No.
Oh, my God.
For me...
What about...
For me, it was when Volcom in Gladiators...
What? Did a collarbone, did he?
With a gauntlet. Remember, no one thought that no one could get past Volcom, but there was a local contestant by the name of Dave got past him. For me, I was crying my eyes out.
Oh, my God.
Going,
No,
the
you
old
didn't.
series or
going,
the new
why is
one?
this back on air?
Patrick from Offspring was massive. Can we talk also Crimson Wedding, Game of Thrones? It took me 2 days to get over that.
Isn't that called the Red Wedding?
Yeah, Crimson Wedding, Red Wedding. It was so full on. Have you seen it, Kate Ritchie?
I don't know if I think I
was-
stopped watching it before the Red Wedding.
It was so emotional to see what happened out of the blue and to a family. 13, 24, 10 if you've got one. Here, there's one other that I want to throw out there, and this is when Sally made a big admission on Home and Away.
Why can't Milko be my friend? I'm just as good as you.
No, you're not.
You just can't handle the fact that Milko likes me better than he likes you.
He doesn't.
Why can't Milko like me better than he likes you?
Because
Because what? Tell me, Sal.
he doesn't exist. That's why Milko can't be your friend
because
there's
he's no such person.
Oh, gosh, I'm tearing up.
I just saw that live.
That is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Did you actually get really emotional when you did that, so?
Yeah, because someone was yelling at me.
Again.
You wouldn't get away with it these days, I don't think.
All right, love to know what TV show moved you to tears.
Ashley, what TV show brought you to tears?
McLeod's daughters when Claire died.
Oh.
What was the actress's name who played Claire?
Oh, I can't remember, honestly.
Was it Lisa? Lisa Chappell?
Possibly.
How did she die? Jinx.
So they were like, they swerved off the road to avoid a cow, I think, and they ended up, the car was hanging off the cliff.
Okay,
If you can't even remember...
Yeah, her sister got out, and her sister got the baby out of the car, but she couldn't.
Oh,
Ash,
that
thank
makes
you.
my heart hurt.
Oh, that is hard to hear.
Natalie in Mossman, what TV moment moved you to tears?
Marissa on the OC.
Sorry?
Marissa on the OC when she died.
Wow.
How did Marissa die in the OC?
Car crash.
Oh, come
look,
on.
The car crash is lazy. But I
What
suppose,
do you mean it's lazy?
well, it's a lazy storyline.
And was Marissa, was she the main character? What was the actress's name, Nat?
Misha, is that the Misha Barton?
Yeah.
Who ended up on Neighbours herself, didn't she?
She did. Good timing.
Wow.
She was also, I didn't realise, Misha Barton is the little girl that's hiding in the tent that vomits in The Sixth Sense. Did you know that?
No.
I watched it on Saturday night.
Get out of town.
I see dead people.
Also the great-great-granddaughter of Sir Edmund, I think.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, that was a really good joke that no one will get.
First Prime Minister of Australia, helping you out. Mitch, hello.
Hey, team. Every person in the world, I reckon, can relate to this one. Grey's Anatomy, Mick Dreamy.
Oh, my God. So emotional.
Yeah, but did he
We forget it.
Did he die?
Did he? Yeah.
Did he die?
I'm so sorry. How did he die?
I didn't watch that either.
It was terrible.
How did he die, Whip?
I can't even talk about it. Mitch, explain the death again because I'm stumbling over my words. What happened?
How he died?
Yeah.
Didn't he die with the brain tumour?
Yeah.
Oh,
he did.
okay.
Didn't he? Everyone's very vague around their emotions, but sometimes when something is so traumatic, you have to push it down. You don't actually have a clear memory of it. It's so
You have to push it down so hard.
Can I ask a question?
Mick Steamy.
Can I ask a question to the actress in the room? Do you say actress anymore?
Well, you can. Or you say actor or whatever,
can I ask a
whatever
question
you
to
want.
the
I'm
actor
not-
in the room?
Yep.
What would you like to know, mate?
No, you're all right.
Sorry.
You can sit back. When you're doing a scene like when you got stabbed on the road, I remember watching that.
In the car park.
Yeah.
Well, I got stabbed in the ribs.
Yeah, but you were
in
lying.
the car park.
And then you had to film the scene, which was really weird.
Do you kind of... I mean,
Nothing gets in the way of the home and away schedule, let me tell you.
do you get lost in the moment?
I don't like these questions because you're taking the...
No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah, you
actually
are.
trying to ask a question on behalf of an interested fan.
Do I get lost in the moment?
Do you get lost in the moment?
Well,
So
you
in
have
your
to. You
mind,
actually have to.
that's
There are
the
some
art.
days when you've got a scene where you're, walking to school and getting a milkshake at the diner. Well, you're thinking about whether you're going to finish on time and get to the opening of Planet Hollywood that night. I don't know. But
So not very professional.
But in other things that really matter, of course, that's what you have to do.
Do you remember that scene?
With Milko?
No, when you got stabbed.
Yes, I do.
Let's go for it.
I know, I don't remember the dialogue.
Action!
There was no dialogue.
Who stabbed you?
I'm a bleeding.
I think it was my foster child. The actor's name was Ian.
Yeah, but his character name was...
Mitch.
That's
Ruffo or something.
Johnny. No.
No.
So you were going...
No, I said, hey, hi, Ruffo. What are you doing here? Why are you acting so strange? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he started crying, and I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah,
and then he
that's good.
stabbed me. And then I went like this.
Who are these sickos that write these scripts? That's just... I mean, you must be
Do
so...
you get any say in that?
Some things.
Like, would you...
They might ask you.
So they'll sit you down and go, Kate, on Thursday, the storyline says, we're going to knife you in the guts.
No, it's not like radio. We don't just... In television, there's a lot of planning and
preparation
and consideration.
I'm not into that.
No one ever says to you, "Hey, tomorrow you're going to have to pop off in the studio like a crazy woman."
Or if you can pop more than 50 balloons in 30 seconds after 8 o'clock.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
These two people are really famous and they have a podcast, but it doesn't really matter who they are. They live in Mexico or something.
Grant Denyer and Shezzy.
It could be Grant Denyer and Shezzy. Let's just imagine that it is.
Okay.
And they've had a chat on their podcast about the fact that he had to bundle a couple of very special dates of his in together and celebrate them as one because they were so close. And life is busy and you don't have time to, have a festival of celebration. So old mate had to, Grant, had to celebrate Father's Day and his birthday, which were only a couple of days apart, on the same day. He said it was a bit of a bummer. People have said, you're a bit selfish, you're lucky that you're celebrating any of it.
Bundle and save.
If you're a kid, for example, maybe you need to have the separate days, but I think it's when you grow up. I mean, do you want to have your birthday?
Me Mrs. Lisa. Right, me Mrs.
Don't say Mrs. I really hate that.
Me Mrs. She, as her birthday, just around the same time as Mother's Day. And I'd be like... Whoa, POV, you don't deserve two presents.
Point of view.
Like,
that's not cool, mate.
A skibbity, like, what them hailters? I'm not giving you two presents.
Are you on drugs at the moment?
Did we have helium in those balloons?
I don't know, man. But I'm like, whoa, headshot. But I don't think... Does
that mean you get... just a bigger present? You get one present, but
Lisa gets two massive presents.
Oh, you get two massive presents. Would you be in trouble if you just said, we're just going to do one?
So I think the clever thing to this is make sure you have the conversation with the person beforehand and say, darling, is this something you'd really like? Because we can bundle and save here. Why don't we do...
Bundle and save are not two words that you hear in the Whitfley house.
Yes, you do.
No.
So, because it's annoying if I do flowers for Mother's Day and then a week later, let me get flowers again. Well, the vase is already full because I've already done the right thing. You're killing me. Yeah. So I've got the flowers now. I've got to get something more significant.
Does Olivia Bond do bundle and save?
Her diamonds. I don't think she does bundle and save.
No, I didn't think so.
I could put you on to her.
I'm just realising, this is off topic, but I think I'm just realising that I've been rubbing my eyes since the balloons.
Oh.
And why?
And I think I'm having a latex reaction.
He's allergic to latex.
Are you joking?
No. Everything he puts latex
My
on
eyes
swells.
are starting to burn,
Are they?
and I can't see anybody in the studio.
Kate Ritchie.
Oh, it could be pink eye.
He dressed as Batman one day, and his entire head swelled up, and they couldn't get the mask
It was
off him.
swollen. It was crazy. And remember, they did the makeup as an old lady one day. We
Yep.
started dressing up as an old lady, and my head started to swell up.
He nearly went to emergency.
Does that mean? Oh,
Yes, yeah, it does.
So back to the balloon.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How about this, guys?
Here we go.
We have spoken about this company quite a bit. It's burst onto the scene, and I'm sure if you're at home and you have small children and they just want thousands of everything, usually tiny little bits of plastic that get stuck in every orifice, you would know about the company Temu.
Does Temu? What is the reviews like? What are the reviews like on Temu? Because
Fitzy's so confused by Temu.
yeah. I
I'm
know.
so confused.
Are
Because,
you a tiny little bit confused?
well, this is the thing, because you order something, but it arrives and it's miniature. So wouldn't you write a review going, "This is not what I've ordered"?
I love you. You are so cute when you get confused.
That's
like
just
this.
situational. They're just products like any other website that sells junk online.
I
It's
think
the same thing.
I think that perhaps there is a level of disappointment with some people because it's not quite as it seems. You're not actually ordering miniature things.
Like there's no relationship between Temu and small products.
No, but there are a lot of people do. They think that they've ordered a pair of Jordans and they arrive and it's a Jordan keyring.
Yes,
Well,
that
that's
they
just
can't
mismanagement,
read,
isn't it?
obviously. They're so massive, though. They even bought a spot at
Super Bowl.
At Super Bowl. So, but there's been a big change for them. Listen to what they ran at Super Bowl here.
I like it. Yep, it's mine. The prices blow my mind. I feel so rich. Oh yeah. I feel like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Download the Temu app and shop like a billionaire.
Shop like a billionaire, because basically you can buy a lot for a little. But what they've decided to do now, guys, is they've changed the way you pronounce Temu.
Don't do that.
I don't really know why. It's just said that after some careful consideration, we determined that this new pronunciation achieves the goals of Temu better. But now you have to say Temu.
Oh, come on.
What, T-E-M?
So this
T-E-H, I would
Is
Te.
is this the Temu version of Temu?
Well, only if you write it tiny in your tiniest little writing.
Really small pen.
Have they taken an E out of it, or it's still got the same amount of letters?
I think it's got the same amount of letters, but you just need to you need to change the way you pronounce
Right,
it.
but can you still shop like a billionaire?
You can, and you can sing like this. It's really quite sexy.
How is our budget looking? Can I have a budget for Temu?
Yeah, we have a
Tiamu.
Temu-sized budget here, so yeah, we absolutely could.
Maybe we could get like new merchandise from Temu, and it's just like tiny little things.
Not bad.
Tiny things.
Well, our marketing campaign's very Temu at the moment, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's so tiny you can't see it, but you feel like a billionaire.
Oh,
so
you do. If you can see it, you feel like a billionaire. Does it exist?
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Do you know, I think about this all the time about with cost of living and stuff at the moment. When you have to go see a specialist in regards to your body, and I was,
what's happened, mate?
No, but how expensive it can be. And when I had thyroid problems, had the Graves' disease, and I would go see a thyroid specialist, Kate, and I'd be forking out $200 a pop. Basically, what she did is that she looked at my blood levels and went, "Yeah, you're doing all right. Cool. Keep it going."
I know, but at least that gives you a vote of confidence. But I know what you mean. A lot of people don't go to the doctor.
No, they don't.
Because it's unaffordable.
Well, mental health is another one these days. And you know what? Therapists, psychologists, you know what I mean? A lot of people, and I understand, they are really, really important, but they are not cheap.
No, they're not.
No.
They are not cheap. The other thing that I always question too is that if you're going to see a therapist, You want to get to the point really quickly.
What, so you
don't
can get out there?
But that's not possible.
He's not charging by the minute.
Work takes a really long time.
Yeah, but Kate...
Because if you could just wake up one day after one session and it'd all be fixed, we'd all be doing it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you're not opening the bonnet of a car looking for an on switch that's gone to off.
Well, do I have the answer for you?
Oh, my gosh.
Here we go.
So, a woman by the name of Alicia Larachi is her name. She's a leadership and high-performance coach. She's been educated at Harvard, and she shared what psychologists call the miracle questions. She said it can help people change their attitude and behaviour after just one therapy session.
Wow.
Now, she's going to explain it a little bit more afterwards, because you're right, Kate. You can't... I mean, this is not a question that's going to change everything.
It's a journey.
But this is where they start at, okay? Mm-hmm. And this is the question.
So the question is, suppose you woke up tomorrow and you were happy. What would be different?
Okay. So I'm thinking, well, that's... I mean...
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
But then she explains why they start at that.
And so the idea behind this is that we kind of want to reverse engineer the type of life that you want to live. Instead of just focusing on like, what are your problems now, which is oftentimes what's focused on in a lot of therapeutic contexts, we want to actually know like, well, how would we know that we've achieved happiness? How would we know that we've achieved the state that you want to achieve? And so we identify that state and then we work backwards.
So they identify what is the ultimate happiness for you, and then you work backwards
So you're
to
asking the question,
achieve that.
Are you asking the question, what does happiness look like?
No, I'm asking...
For
I've just invoiced you $800. Thank you for the session.
Thank you so much, mate.
Gee, that's a cheap one.
Do I have to be and next week again. You've already booked me in.
I think there's merit to it, though, isn't it? Because what it almost is, it's you have a vision of what happiness looks like, rather than focusing on the negative. So it's half glass full rather than empty kind of attitude.
It's a little bit like the song Sia sings, where she says, I choose to be happy.
The other thing is, let's remember, we don't always, or we shouldn't always be happy. We're meant to be sad and we're meant to be unhappy as well.
Okay.
Some of the sadness and unhappiness comes from the battle with feeling those feelings, and all of our feelings are our feelings to have.
So you're saying that you need to... Like, that was really well said,
Now you
Kate.
can bill him.
You weren't listening.
But you need to learn to accept the sadness.
Well,
is that
that's
what you're
why
saying?
I think you need to teach your kids as well. When you're having a bad day, you're not trying to cheer everyone up all the time.
No.
You have to acknowledge that, yep, this is a bit of an average day. Average days are going to happen, and yep, we feel sad. And what we need to do is then learn to feel, to deal with negative emotions as part of who you are, rather than trying to achieve happiness all of the time, because it's unachievable and creates more unhappiness. I think
it's funny though when they do ask that question. If you had to wake up tomorrow to achieve the ultimate happiness, what is the first thing that you think of that's not going to work?
No, but the first thing I think of when I hear that question is, okay, so they're directing the question at trying to change your outlook.
Yes.
Because I think that's the only thing you would change. If you woke up tomorrow and you were happy and you weren't the day before, the difference would be outlook. So that's the thing. So I think the idea is to recognise you're painting a different picture of the things in your life. Instead of a dark view of what you have to do today, you've now got a light shining on it. You're looking through a different lens.
They're also asking, so what would it look like? So for you, for example, it might be, if I was happy tomorrow, that would mean my alarm wouldn't go off at 4 a.m.
Okay, gotcha.
So that might make me happy, but then I guess that causes other problems because you can't pay the mortgage.
It was also really interesting that you brought up the other day that survey they did with 70-year-old people, and they said, what's the happiest time of your life? And they said after the age of 50.
Early 50s.
I think it's now. It's not like I'm 47 now, and I'm only just realising the things that make me happy in life.
What are they?
And I'm only just discovering them.
Footy.
Not the alarm going up at 4:30 a.m.
Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with... Because if
footy, burnouts.
If I could be completely happy, my alarm would go off at 4. I wouldn't come in here. I'd go around to Kate's place. What's for breakfast?
And that would make me the happiest woman in Sydney.
So I'd be handing my happiness over.
Oh, well, you can't do that. That's the most dangerous thing. Your happiness doesn't rely on anybody else.
This time next week, guys, lock you in for therapy session number 2.
Cost me a fortune.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Kate Ritchie's
Theme Queen.
How good is this, guys?
I do. I actually thought about this in the shower this morning.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I hope you didn't.
I'm so excited.
Which kind of big hits were you singing?
A lot of Beyonce. I was trying to think of links. I was just thinking of artists and links.
What was the theme?
No Justin Timberlake songs this morning. He's been arrested overnight for anyone who's just tuned in.
I heard you talking about that earlier.
Yes.
DUI.
JT. But he's out. He's been released. He's okay. But he said he'd only had one martini and they didn't believe him.
Okay. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Sorry, I'm just casting my eye over the sheet here.
What have you written for your intro?
Welcome to round 19 of Theme Queen. I'm your host, owner of a steel booty, and ready to get popping. Please welcome to the studio, it's Kate Ritchie.
Host.
As we know, the game is very simple. There are 3 rounds. You've pretty much talked through it. Whipper, in each round there are 3 songs, and the 3 songs are connected by a crazy theme.
Love this so much.
Can be simpler in round 1, just to warm you guys up.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Get ready, guys. Please let me play the songs. Don't jump in too early. Let the people at home play. Round number 1, song number 1.
Don't win my love. That heart is so cold.
Love this.
All over my own. Babe.
Ed Sheeran.
Yep, don't. Song number 2.
Oh, it's JT.
Go on and just
Very controversial, that song and the clip, wasn't
Great
it?
song. Really good song.
I like the bit at the end where it goes quiet and then it comes back again. What's that called in music? It's got the little extra bit at the end.
It's amazing.
The extra bit at the end.
No, it's not. Song number 3. You can see Tom with a furrowed brow.
Yeah, this is hard.
Yes, it is. What do you think? What's the common link?
They're all doing some beatboxing sounds with their own mouth.
No.
Is it a songs about exes?
Yes, it is, Fitzy. All right, let's get straight into round number 2, song number 1.
Die Another Day, Madonna.
What?
That was quick.
Huge fan.
What's this from? Is it from a movie? No?
Song number 2.
Diamonds are forever.
Oh, you think you're so good.
Oh, yeah, Fitzy.
Hey, Fitzy's awake. And song number 3. What's your favourite of all of them?
They're all titles from Indiana Jones.
We should have thrown Adele in there just for good measure, and it would give it away because the theme is...
They're all James Bond.
Yes. All right. Well, you've practically won this whole game, Fitzy, with 2. You better step up a whipper. Round number 3, song number 1.
Oh, yeah. See ya.
This is a great song.
We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
Song number 2.
Girl, let me love you, and I will love you until you love.
This is a male singer, isn't it?
Yes. One of the greats.
Who is it?
Neo.
Oh. Teo? Neo. Teo Cruz.
And song number 3.
Flashlight.
Who's that? Oh, this girl knows you.
Jessie J.
Yeah. I think you might be
They all
stumped.
follow me on Instagram.
No, they don't. Rihanna does not follow you on Instagram. If she followed you on Instagram, I would quit this show and quit life.
Are they all songs from... from Sia?
Written by Sia.
Have you been looking at my sheet?
I didn't.
I said
Yes,
it
you
earlier,
did.
but you didn't listen.
But when you did Diamonds from Rihanna, we all know that that's been written by Sia.
Oh, and then you just assumed the next 2 were. You're correct. Queen sweep of the board.
Well done, Kate Ritchie. Another winner for Nova's... Could you not?
It does have a bit of Mr. Sheffield about it, doesn't
How
it?
did that bird get out of the studio here? Put it down.
Oh, my God, it's a pterodactyl.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
A woman has rejected 5,000 men who applied to be her boyfriend after making them complete a comprehensive application form. Kate Ritchie sent the forms out from her home at Randwick and received 5,000 replies. Now, her name is actually...
what is that?
What is it?
How do you say it?
It actually says Kate Ritchie. Vera Dickmans.
Vera Dickmans, who lives in London, was so fed up with being unlucky in love, she issued a call out to her 5.5 million followers, asking if any of them were keen to be her boyfriend.
Okay.
But in order to throw their hat in the ring, potential suitors had to fill out a 15-question quiz to see if they lived up to her high expectations.
Right, so what sort of questions
what kind of
are
questions?
What's your astrological sign?
Libran.
She was looking for an Aries.
She's not asking you, mate.
Oh, sorry. I was applying.
She was looking for an Aries. Why? What's so great about an Aries? Or maybe it mixes with her star sign.
Number of ex-girlfriends, the number that are crazy and exes you still text/talk to.
Yeah, few.
Do you have kids? Do you want them?
No.
Are you married or dating someone now? Do you have a full-time job? If you were picking 3 adjectives to describe yourself, would one of them be douchey?
No, be hungry.
Do you live with your parents? Did you live with your parents when you were 28 and move back in?
Nothing wrong with that.
Is that you?
Do you own a working car? Do you have Twitter? Do you currently have a booty call? If we lived together, would I get the walk-in closet?
Oh.
Is it acceptable to hit on my friends? Do you like watching Avatar? Who is the best artist? The Weeknd, Future, Drake, or Travis Scott?
Oh my God!
Is this what she thinks? This is how she's going to weed out the I don't know.
If there's been 5,000 people apply for the one person and the one person doesn't like any of them, could it be that the problem lies with the one person?
Well, this is the thing, Whip, because guess what?
Well said, Whip.
She doesn't have a boyfriend. She narrowed it down to 3. She said, I had some really strange applications. One man offered to send me a sample of his blood and asked for mine in return, which I ignored. She also said that a famous person slid into her DMs, Kate.
Was that you?
Yeah. She
Tommy.
said, I can't say who it is, but I definitely didn't expect it. But she said most of the applicants were from Texas and a lot of them had the Aquarius star sign. But she said, I just couldn't find anyone that I liked. Narrowed it down to 3. And she still just continues to make videos on her OnlyFans account.
Oh, gosh, she's had an alteration done.
I don't know what you're talking
She's
about.
had a bum lift, mate.
So
she looks like she might topple over at any moment.
What hope does a woman have when after 5,000 applicants she can't find a successful suitor?
Are you trying to lift us up or drag us down? And the other thing is, maybe we don't need a suitor.
She does. She's looking for one.
Oh, yeah,
she's
she
applied. Do you know, wouldn't it be great TV if we went, let's say this girl or anyone else single, I don't know who else I could think of, if it was you, Kate, for example, and we had some sort of gladiatorial battle that took place.
What, like the gauntlet? You got to run the Kate Ritchie gauntlet.
20 men enter.
Not many survive it, seriously.
20 men enter, right?
20?
No, 20 men enter the competition, right?
Yeah. That's demented.
And Kate,
1 man leave.
Well, yeah.
20 men enter. 1 man leaves.
Kate, you sit in the stand like a queen, right? Dripping
like
in
the
gold.
queen I am.
Yes.
Thumbs up or thumbs down.
With the logies by your side, almost like 2 hawks on your shoulder. And then what happens is these men battle it out through different challenges inside the Colosseum.
Like one,
are we going to Rome?
One challenge could be...
change a tyre.
It's 2 a.m. You passed your curfew.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to sneak into the house.
Yep.
Kate is sitting on... she's sitting like on her own seat at home. You've got to get past her without waking her up.
Can you do it, or will you be out of Win Kate's heart? Colosseum Love.
This is not
coming
bad.
Soon to Channel 7.
It's actually, I don't know, would 7
and then,
do
Kate,
it? Yeah.
you stand there, like Fitzy said, with your thumb to the side, like Caesar did, and
then I go
and
like
he would go
this.
up or down. And if it was down...
Come home late. You're breaking my heart. You're going to ruin my life. You get to...
She's consistent.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.